Good morning, everyone. It's the Todd and Erin Morning stream on GephartDaily.com. The weather
First day of spring, baby.
today. What happens in spring?
There's flowers.
There are flowers.
There are
Very
beautiful flowers. Let us see
flowers.
them. Oh, it's the crocus. That's really nice. Now, we've had really bizarre temperatures, as a matter of fact. I mean, I think we set the record on Saturday because it hit 80.
That was crazy.
Yeah, I think that was the highest ever for Salt Lake City. However, we do go back to cooler temperatures this week. It's going to be cloudy and warm today and tomorrow, and then the rain showers start. And we're all going to be damp and moist and viscous again.
Which is good.
Yeah, if you say we need the water, I will punch you in the neck. I will punch you in the neck if you say we need the water. Don't do it.
This day in history, and this is history, Elvis bought Graceland. Guess for how much?
Well, he bought it, back in the 50s? So,
right.
I don't know, like $1 million?
$102,000.
Get out!
$102,000.
Wow.
$1,000.
That is amazing.
That's because he's the king.
But that was a big antebellum mansion back then, even then. And he did it because he was a poor kid from Mississippi, and he's like, I'm going to put my mama in a big, expensive house. I want it to look real nice, and he did. It was beautiful. It kind of got seedy around the edges towards the end, but Priscilla Presley, after his death, was actually the one to turn it around and make it into a tourist site.
It actually looked like you had like a big pile of white trash and you exploded it and it stuck to the walls.
That's awesome.
And I mean that in a positive way.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's only so many things you can dip it in gold gilt, and he found them all.
How much do they make on that place?
Oh, it's worth over $1 billion now as the state, yeah. And what were they building across the way?
Big complex for his cars and a hotel and all this.
Is it like Dollywood? But it'll be like Elvis wood?
Except for without the cleavage. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. $102,000. They sell that in honorary plates. I would
pretty much, yeah.
All right. What else has gone on over the weekend?
FanX. Richard, our photographer, and I were down there all weekend long, and I mean, it's so much fun because you're packed wall to wall with cosplayers and everybody's wildly dressed. This is the second biggest convention in the country, Salt Lake Comic-Con and FanX. We even beat out New York City. Philadelphia's got a big one. No, we still took you out, but it was pretty amazing. The biggest one for us, I think, was probably the Walking Dead panel, because did you know this is the #1 show in the entire world? This is the highest ranked show on the globe, not just here.
That's just sad.
Are you kidding? It's wonderful. It's all about the zombies. So anyway, they had Josh McDermott, who plays Eugene. Now the secret here
is he the one that looks like a lumberjack?
No, you were thinking about my dearest friend Michael Cudlitz, who played Abraham, who got his head bashed in by Negan on the first show of the season.
I think we have some pictures of this.
And then the adorable Kari, who plays the big dreadlock Dickesia.
Right.
It was a lot of fun to watch.
So the saddest thing about these kind of conventions is the fact that when they're all together and you're dressed like an outer space wizard guy, you're great because you're with your peeps. But it's watching that lone guy get off the bus, and he's dressed like a wizard from outer space, and he's got his space staff in his hand, and he just kind of walks
until he becomes to his people, and then he fluffs up. Well, 4,500 of us actually packed into the Grand Ballroom to watch the Walking Dead panel, and so here's some of the footage.
The character dies, you get a dinner.
Do you know that?
Yes, I do, because I've interviewed some of you. Did you get your dinner?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Your death dinner?
We have an Irish wake, is what I would call it. We have a celebration of the life of the character with those that remain on the show. And yes, we had a gathering when myself and Stephen left.
It's a special effects and a horror crew. And the way that they show their love is by taking you out. When they take you out, they're going to show their love by giving you a death worthy of the stuff that they do. It's like they're not just going to hit you over the head once and let you fall over. They're gonna spend time on your head.
Oh, look at him.
Oh no, it's the massive shot. It's the big shot they do where they're like have their backs turned to the audience so they can do a big shot of them and the audience behind them.
Selfie kind of thing?
It's wonderful. Oh, here's the one sneaky inside tip. If you look at Josh McDermott.
Which one?
This is not Josh.
It's Lumberjack Man.
That's Lumberjack guy, yeah. That's Abraham. Josh McDermott's the one that plays Eugene.
Oh.
He still has his mullet. So what that tells us is they're still filming the final episodes of this season and that he's still alive. So we have that to look forward to because I would horribly miss Eugene.
Well, speaking of Hollywood, a little Tinseltown came to our street over the weekend.
And we're going to tell you about that in just a couple of minutes. First, we have to go to Daisy in the Gephardt Daily newsroom. It's brought to you by Robert J. DeBry. Robert J. DeBry has offices in Salt Lake City, Sandy City, and down in St. George. If you need help, you can go to robertdebry.com. It's also brought to you by Brent Brown Toyota. They will bend over backwards for you. Serving all of Utah County, you can see all of their lovely Toyotas at brentbrowntoyota.com. Daisy, what's going on today? Happy Monday.
Thanks, Todd and Erin. Hello, everyone. Here's what's making news this Monday morning on GephardtDaily.com. Detectives from Unified Police are investigating the discovery of skeletal remains Sunday near Deaf Smith Fork Canyon, a popular outdoor area bordering Cottonwood Heights. Unified Police Lieutenant Brian Lorkey tells Gephardt Daily hikers came upon a human skull, bones and bits of fabric at the base of a 90-foot cliff around 2:30 p.m. The remains were taken for examination to the State Medical Examiner's Office, where they hope to use dental records to identify the body. And police are on the lookout for an attempted child molester who tried to lure a 2-year-old girl with a piece of candy. The kidnapping attempt took place in front of a Murray home on Lombardy Avenue Sunday afternoon. The child's mother told police she heard someone mention candy. When she came around the corner, she saw a man trying to lift her daughter over their front yard fence. The mother screamed. The suspect bolted. Now, police are looking for a white male in his 40s driving a silver 4-door Hyundai. Anyone with information is asked to call Murray Police. 3 men, including a wanted fugitive, are in custody after leading police on a high-speed chase through the streets of Salt Lake City early Saturday morning. A chase that lasted more than a half hour and involved cops from West Valley, West Jordan, Cottonwood Heights, Salt Lake City, South Salt Lake, Unified Police, and the Utah Highway Patrol. It all started in West Valley City when police spotted the 3 suspects in the act of stealing a car. Police tried to stop them, but the bad guys took off, zigzagging across the Salt Lake Valley with speeds that reached 95 miles an hour. The chase came to an end 40 minutes later after the UHP spiked the suspect's car tires near 1200 West on I-215. It was only then that police realized the rear window of the suspect's car had been shot out. Investigators say the shots were apparently fired by the suspects at police sometime during the chase. No weapon was found, but police did recover a clip loaded with 22 bullets, which had been thrown from the car during the pursuit. And now a quick look at weather this fine Monday morning, where lows are expected in the 50s with the highs this afternoon in the mid to upper 70s. Warm again Tuesday before a bit of a change Wednesday as we see a clip in temperatures and even a little rain, which I'm looking forward to. Todd and Erin, back to you.
Thank you, Daisy.
Tinseltown. Tinseltown on our street.
Very exciting.
Yeah, very exciting. Lots of stuff going on. All right, so you want to talk about it right now?
Yeah.
Okay. So they started making a movie across the street in our neighborhood, and they brought in 2 semis, all this. They parked classic cars from 1972.
They were gorgeous.
In our driveway, and if you've ever seen how they film a shot, so you have 50 people there, all this carts of equipment and stuff, and basically here's the scene they shot: 2 people in a Mustang parked in front of the house. They get out, they walk halfway to the door, guy forgets package. He goes back to the car, gets the package, walks back up, is reunited with his girl, and then they walk out of scene.
And that's it. And how many hours did that take?
9 to set up and about half an hour to shoot.
Boy, they tore down in a hurry. They were ready to go. So the cool thing about it, though, is that there's different ways that they sort of grease the neighborhood so that people don't go, you're inconveniencing me. And so very nicely they said, hey, could you move your modern day cars from your driveway so we could just park this Mustang here? And
I did.
so they
helped us.
They gave us money for it.
You got money?
Which I'm fine about.
Yeah.
As you can see in this little video.
There we go.
Okay, look how cool this is. They're filming something in our neighborhood over at our neighbor Charlie's house. I think it's BYU TV or anything, but this is so cool. Honey, look, this is neat. I had to move our cars so that they could have room in the driveway for that shiny one they're using. And look, they gave me $50. Wait, what are you doing? What are you doing?
They gave you $50, right?
Yeah?
So you wouldn't ruin the shot.
Yeah?
Lawnmower.
No, honey.
That's $50.
No, that's so...
That's another $50.
No, honey, no.
Dude, I'm at 100 right now.
God, this is so... No.
Do this.
Okay. Look, here's the 50. There you go.
I'm in the moolah.
Everybody's happy.
$50. $50. Hey, do you want to drink beer out of a toilet? You want to?
No,
Of course you do.
it's coming up next. Merit Medical. Why work for fast food wages when you can start at Merit for a whole lot more? Merit Medical. Great products, great people, a great company. Learn more at merit.com/careers. The law offices of Robert J. DeBry and Associates, with offices in Salt Lake City, Sandy City, and St. George. Check them out at robertdebry.com.
It's a Todd and Erin Morning stream on GephartDaily.com. Beer from a toilet.
Really, I don't understand how this came to be. Could you explain the process of this? Because it sounds vaguely nauseating.
Well, Stone Brewery in Chicago, San Diego rather, one of the bigger brewers of the
Artesian beers?
which means you have to wear like a handlebar mustache to make it. So they came up with a beer, and it's called Stone Full Circle Pale Ale.
Okay.
And they put it out on Thursday. And they talk about, you know how Coors beer, they show the mountain stream.
The
it's
Rocky
like,
Mountain waters and blah, blah.
yeah. No, actually this one, the Full Circle Pale Ale, is actually made with delicious water from the sewage treatment plant.
I beg your pardon?
From that.
Could you explain why?
Well, basically, it's a new plant. They've made some upgrades, and the water coming out is better water than the water they were getting to make beer.
The treated water from the sewage treatment plant, the remaining water that comes out that was treated, is actually of better quality than the water they were using.
And the supply is limitless because they produce clear water. And as a matter of fact, theirs goes back into the culinary system as opposed to flying out to the ocean.
Oh, okay.
So I want you to picture this full circle, right? Reuse, recycle. So if you drink beer, and when you drink a lot of beer, you have to go to the bathroom. Then you flush it, and then it goes into the sewer, and then it goes into the plant, and then the plant, they sell the water to the brewers. So it's like Lion King. It's like a full circle thing.
I don't feel very Disney-esque right now, but okay. If you start singing The Circle of Life, I'm getting up and walking out, because that's
Ba-dum. So anyway.
that's so creepy.
Yeah, it is, but it's so awesome. They call it toilet on tap.
Oh, I can't understand how this is. You know what? There's probably rabid environmentalists, though, that will go, this is beautiful. I will totally support this effort.
I'm just glad. Never mind.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Don't order two. Okay, that's all I'm saying. One's not that good either.
Let's
but
move on.
Two.
Let's move on.
All right.
Tell me something good. Tell me something good. I need one today.
I want to tell you about the Pentagon.
Why?
March Madness.
Oh, that's right.
And what are the reports every year when March Madness comes on?
Oh, they always whine about, workplace productivity declines and there's more sick days. How have you been doing on your bracket, by the way? Has it been good for you?
Here's my bracket, okay?
Well, that's the fun thing, though, about college ball, because there's so many wild cards. I mean, there's always more variables than you would expect in pro ball. And so it's kind of exciting, all these crazy kids in the college and their dreams. And
they don't have a job yet. Warren Buffett, you remember Warren Buffett last year offered $1 million for someone who had a perfect bracket.
And I'm sure there were hundreds of thousands of people who entered.
There was one person left.
No way.
One person left.
Who had accurately counted everything. He was the one.
He was the one. And there were some upset games that you would
Oh,
never
yeah.
count on. And
Yeah.
he got, so Warren Buffett went to him offering $1 million for the perfect deal. He had one game left. So he offered the guy $700,000 if he just take the cash and call off the bet. So he's going to save himself yeah. So guess what he did?
Did the guy take it, or did he say, no, I'm going to hold steady because I got this?
He's in college. He's a thinker. He took the cash.
Technically, I probably would have too. I can't really blame him for that. So how does this go back to the Pentagon, though?
A wasted time while you're working, and in the Pentagon, they are not immune from this. As fancy as their building is.
And it is.
And so they put out a little memo saying that, asking, would the people stop streaming the games live because their server was getting bogged down.
You can crash the server at the Pentagon for
yeah.
March Madness?
I think it was the Russians. Just me, but that's what I think. So yeah,
I'm sure they're in there somewhere. That's amazing,
isn't
though.
it?
That's how big March Madness has gotten.
These guys, these are the people who go to war and stuff, and here they are being.
And they're analyzing data and intelligence from across the world, and they've got operatives reports to stir through. And
they got games to watch, live streaming.
Gonzaga.
CAA.
Gonzaga for it all.
All right, so
Tell me something good now.
Tell me something good. We all need stories like this, and so would you please recant the stories of
The recap.
No, I'm going to say recant.
That means I have to take them away and say they weren't real.
That's fake news. You're such a troublemaker. Really? If I make up words like
I'm on CNN now.
bigly. I know words.
Okay.
All right.
Back to the kids' birthday parties, right?
So tell our daughter's birthday, 6 was.
Well, So's wasn't hugely fancy, but we went out to Nickelmania, and I gave the kids goodie bags and threw them a bag of nickels and said, "Go have fun."
They did.
It was pretty awesome. She was happy. Everybody was happy. But I suck as a mother in my neighborhood because there was one mom who lives behind us on the street next to us, and she had put together a party for her daughter with a candy bar that had 50 gigantic jars of different candy that the kids could put together in their own little bags. And she flew in 2 Disney princesses from Disneyland in their authentic costumes to appear at the party and crown her daughter as an honorary Disney princess. And I'm like, I got goodie bags. So that's, so yeah, basically I suck as a parent when it comes to the fancy parties. And so that's what all the kids want.
Back in the old days, the topper was always the pony.
Ooh, get the pony for the party.
Oh, look at little Johnny got a pony. Go to your parents. Why didn't I get a pony?
I want a llama now.
And the people, the cakes, even the cakes, where they kind of open up and there's baby ducks in there or something. It's but this one girl in Chicago, and she decided it was her birthday, and she became aware of homeless and people in need. Mm-hmm. So
how old is she?
12. 8. And so basically what she did is she said, Mom, you know what? Let's take the money from the party and let's help some people out.
So instead of getting a party or spending money on presents for me, I'd really like it if we could just raise money for, buying supplies for the homeless. And look at her little face. I'm so in love with her.
Isn't that great?
All kinds of hygiene supplies, socks, things that really matter.
And she just took the small amount of money for her party, and it got on Facebook, and boom, and donations started flying in. And then on her birthday,
that's so incredible.
They all volunteers came out, and they went down, and they made sure the bags went to the people in need.
Wasn't there about a ton of, it was over a ton of supplies?
Oh, it's crazy. Wasn't it nice? And it's a good call.
That's the kids I want to raise.
As opposed to taking the money from Christmas. she took it from her birthday. All right.
She's not a fool. It's not like she shouldn't get some presents.
I have a surprise for you.
What?
I have a surprise. Why don't you explain at the weekend you were at FanX trying to get interviews, and who were you bugging the most?
Oh, our intrepid cameraman Richard and I were down there, and I usually get most of our celebrity interviews off Twitter, because once the celebrity follows you back on Twitter, you can private message them. And I had Michael Cudlitz, who played Abraham on Walking Dead. Dude, you're dead. It was an awesome death. Give us 10 minutes. I'll bring you lunch. I'll give you a shiny red balloon. What do you want? Just give me 10 minutes.
How many contacts did you have?
We kind of went back a couple of different times, and he goes, you'll bring me lunch? And I'm like, yes, anything you want. And then later he's like, I'm sorry, it's looking like I'm really piling up. I can't even get out of my photo op stuff. And then
Right.
he finally said, I'm sorry, I have an earlier flight than I thought. I can't do it. And I'm like, oh, and you can't really bug them a lot, or they're just going to unfollow you, and then you've lost a contact. So I was trying to be all polite and professional. Yeah.
And you came home, you're so depressed, like
I
you
did.
lost your dog.
Well, no, I lost the interview. That's a big deal.
Well, I got to tell you, Richard stayed, and he said he got something for you. And this is a picture of Richard with said actor. And
you
yeah.
You suck, Richard. You're snuggling up to Michael Cudlitz.
I would like to point
Look
out,
at that face.
point out a couple things. He's cuddled in. His eyes are closed. If you notice his left arm, it's wrapped around his midsection.
It is like the tenderest little snuggle ever. That's like the full body love hug.
Right?
You suck, Richard. I can't believe. Really, he just did that to taunt me?
Yeah. And he said it went on for 5 minutes. That is so special.
You got it.
All right. Well, there you go. Don't be sad. Thank you, Richard.
You got the.
Thank you a lot.
I hate you so much, Richard. Right now, I hate your guts.
It's the Todd and Erin Morning Stream on
I hate
Gephardt
you.
Daily.
I'm gonna set a live badger in your truck. I'm gonna
.com.
do it.